Hi guys, let me show you how I will do this composite use of my silk fabric. Here is the original. Don Murray is the photographer. Thank you, Don. So I'm going to just duplicate it. I'm going to show you how to extend that thing, one of the 300 ways. So when we put the layer of the silk and change the blending modes, that is not going to be visible. Depends how you're going to use them. If you're going to use them in normal blending mode, then that doesn't matter. But I wanted to show you how to do this. Okay, so we're going to go, I duplicated it, going to go to filter, liquify, and I'm going to use huge brush, and so I don't wanna change her shape, so I'm going to go F for freeze. I'm going to freeze her so she's not moving. Then this is W, shortcut, and with that huge brush, very sloppy, I'm going to make her, and I'll go okay. Here we go. S, extend it. Now I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to select her. I'm going to grab my quick selection tool, or this one. Let's go object selection tool. So that's a tool which is going to give you that little thing, and you can draw with it. You can make a rectangular shape, and if you have more stuff around, this thing is going to find your subject. Oop, I don't know why I didn't find it, but come on. Okay, great. Now I'm just going to go and pop a layer mask there, and looks pretty good. We're going to see how it's going to look on the fabric. So I have her here, that doesn't have the white stuff, and I'm going to activate this layer and going to go and find the silk I wanted to show you. I tried this one before, but they never become the same, and all of them are horizontal, but it's much easier to make vertical from horizontal than to do horizontal from vertical. So I'm just going to leave it here, drop it, and I'm going to extend it. I'm going to kind of stretch it, hold it down, and let's stretch it a little bit more. And there is no, looks like fire. So you decide what to do with it. There is no rule. And that looks good. And you can start playing with, blending modes. Try which one is going to go good. So I'm just going to play a little bit with liquify, because I just like to shape it the way I like it. So I'm going to go to filter. I'm going to go and choose liquify again from here. And I don't see her now. I want to see her, so show background. But big mistake, I didn't see what was her layer. So I'm going to cancel. So we have to remember her layer. So I'm going to call it her, so I don't have to remember. I'm quite not really that smart, but smart enough to go around it. So we have her layer. Okay, so we're going to go to filter. I'm going to go to liquify. Do not choose here, choose from here. And I want to shape. Oh, I want to see her. Sorry, all layers. I don't want to see all layers. Her is what I want to see. And I'm going to shape that thing the way I like it. Let me move that pulp out of here and kind of make it all going. It's all about her. Yep, looks great to me. We're going to remove that shiny stuff. I have to remove that too. Let me go with my zoom tool. So we're going to remove the shine. Let's see which, you know what, I'm going to, I have it already liquefied. I'm going to right click and I'm going to turn this thing into smart object. Convert to smart object. again, so I don't have that filter in my way. Now I'm going to blur a little bit that thing here, just a little bit. They always have to be blurred. Let me go filter. I turn it into this one. You're going to see why, because I'm going to have a filter layer mask here. So filter, and I'm going to go blur and Gaussian blur. Here we go. And one is not enough. That's a little too much, you think, but I can go back as much as many times as I want. 23 looks a little too much. Okay. So good, but I want the front a little bit not that sharp, so that's a smart filter, and I can actually invert it. Image adjustment, Command I is the shortcut. Here we go, invert and become black. Now I can paint only over the thing I want blurred, making sure I'm in white. B for my brush, 100% opacity. Well, if you don't want to do all that job, you don't have to, okay? Just showing it to people who want to do it. Nope, I don't like this X to switch the color. And this blur is a little too much, so I'm just going to double click on Gaussian blur and just reduce it to 7.6.4. It looks good. I'll make it darker. Let's see how this thing is going to work. So I'm going to start changing the blending mode. Multiply. You know, sometimes nothing works. That doesn't look bad. Overlay. I can just make it, I can play with it. I can just attach a layer, make it brighter, lighter, whatever I want. Darker, duplicate it. I'm just going to choose to use it in normal blending mode, okay? But you can play with it. So I'm going to make it darker because that's a little too bright for her. If I reduce the opacity, it doesn't look bad. I can put another layer here, and I can put, not a layer, I just can put an adjustment layer, I meant to say. Levels, let's see if I put the levels and make it darker behind it. Now I have the shadows, I have everything. It looks perfect. This is a little too bright, so I'm just going to, I reduce the opacity to 27. I can go, just play with it. You have the shadows of her and everything when it's not in normal. When it's not reduced the opacity, it is in normal. When it's with reduced opacity, her shadows are there. That thing bothers me a lot. So I'm just going to add, what do I do? Levels. I'm just going to make it darker and remove the shiny part from here. Now I'm going to invert that. Command I is the shortcut again. Image adjustments, invert, a little too much work. I'm going to paint with white brush, switch it. 100% is a little too much. I like to do it gradually. I mean, it's tutorial, but, and then she would have cast shadows there. And with that thing you can paint vignette. And because it's not 100%, we see her shadows, but if you want to, you can just add a layer mask, X to switch the color, and thin out this so you see the floor. And because it's dark, you can hide everything. Okay. I'll show you how to make a sweep out of background when my background is a little bit lighter than this. Doesn't matter. And I don't need to fix her selection because I'm putting her on very, very similar color. Okay, all that selection needs a little bit work here. So I'm going to activate her selection here. I'm going to grab my smudge tool. Where is the smudge tool? Here we go. Make it bigger. Making sure I am somewhere around 40-50%, and make sure on the mask, not on her, okay? And push this. You see, I have to, oops, that's a little too much. So I have to grab my brush tool. So that's, just play with it, okay? And I'm going to remove that, making sure I'm with black, 100% opacity, 100% flow, and I have to remove this. There's stuff you have to do by hand. Everything else looks good. Her hair looks good. This needs select and mask, and I will choose to put her on the background. Y is the shortcut on the layer below. And then I'm with the refine edge tool. That looks good now. So I was looking at it as if she is on. This one may need, so you can go. Again, if you have this active, you're not going to see layer mask, select and mask. So the shortcut for seeing it on the layer, which will be originally, is Y. And you can see the shortcuts here. It's very, very time saving. And that's it. Now you can play with vignettes, darken stuff, move stuff. That's it. It's quite easy. Thank you very much.